streaming.
Okie dokie. Only off to this.
It's just strange.
Oh, that's probably my phone letting me know.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, hey guys.
Hi.
We have a webcam now.
We have a webcam at my house, just chilling on my TV.
It really is. It's just sitting there. It's not held down by anything.
It's just it is the chilliness.
I'm also, we're continuing to prepare for part
activity.
2.
But I fucked all the way up, by the way. A lot of these have G's and J's and stuff that are reaching down into the home and stuff. I forgot we were going to be cutting them out and tearing them out.
Well, you've got a bunch of space left on the paper. You can just rewrite.
I could do that.
But since.
When was I a sensible person? So.
There's a lot happening coming up here. And scheduling is pretty tight, but we found that we did have this time where we could do a stream to get everybody up to speed. I don't know if anyone's here right now.
Yeah, just us watching right now, but
this one will be up later. It's making up some sort of noise again. Annoys me.
Pray about it.
I will. But there's a lot coming up, and we wanted to let you guys know. First and foremost, starting on the 1st, we are going to have a Patreon.
Yeah.
We decided to go with Patreon rather than ad revenue for a number of reasons.
Not the least of which ad revenue seems to be unreliable at best.
And also, if we don't rely on ad revenue, then we don't have to worry about videos getting demonetized, and it gives us more freedom as creators to just do our shows the way we want to, rather than have to worry about oh, can we say this, or is it going to get demonetized because we have opinions and.
Which you may have noticed if you watch this stream, you have opinions.
We do watch the show in general. We definitely have opinions on things. Obviously, Sonic's not on the stream, as you can see. He had family thing this weekend.
Yes.
And then near the end of this month, he has a surgery coming up.
The end of this.
Yeah.
This being August.
At the end of September.
At the end of September.
My head's already in September because of logistics.
Yeah. This bitch overthinking. Not really overthinking. This bitch thinking way too far ahead. Not really.
I need to.
This bitch stuck too far ahead.
I need to think ahead because I'm the one who takes care of all the editing and the scheduling and making sure that we can have episodes ready to go up.
Who needs episodes?
But yeah, we were keeping the notes on your phone.
Yeah. That was topic number 2.
Yeah. Since he's going to be out of commission for a while, because of the surgery, there is a very good chance that we will be bringing back the Sunday live streams for the month of October, since we won't be able to record any normal episodes. Also note that we are going to have to record ahead a lot in the next month, because we won't be able to record throughout basically the entire month of October.
So we may be a bit behind on our meme.
Yeah.
we may be.
Although we're going to avoid having a 3-month buffer, that's for sure.
Yeah, that was. Oh man. But that Nuzlocke was real.
Yeah.
that was hard.
Yeah, we're not gonna have time for a long series like a Nuzlocke on the stream. But but yeah, streams more likely than not will be returning in October for you guys. So we're excited for that. We don't know what we're gonna be playing yet, but that's we'll get there when we get there. Next, what do we have next?
New series.
Yes.
Once the Kingdom Hearts is over.
Yeah, this week the last 2 episodes of Kingdom Hearts are going to be going up. So we have completed finishing. Yes, we have completed playing the game. The episodes just haven't gone up yet. And as some of you may know, that was our Monday and Friday series. Now that we're through the massively long game, we've decided to go to 3 different series running at the same time. So we'll have a Monday series, which is going to be Pokemon Coliseum. Is going to be the next game we do. Which has already proven to be fun.
Oh, the Lord.
And then we're gonna have Sonic Adventure continuing on Wednesday, and then for Friday we decided to introduce a theme to our Friday games. So we're gonna be doing Indie Fridays. Fridays are going to be exclusively indie games, and we're going to be starting with one called Song of Seven, which one of Sonic's old teachers actually helped develop. So that's pretty cool.
I'm here to be distracting.
Apparently.
I am good I am a good distraction.
And then also, starting with Pokemon Coliseum and Song of Seven, we are going to have face cam now. So you guys will get to see us react and be dorks instead of just hearing disembodied voices.
Be dorks. Instead of just hearing disembodied voices, be dorks, they get to see people be dorks.
Yes. Especially because this guy likes to get up and wander around a lot.
I emote. I emote visually.
He emotes and he also can't sit still. Bad at it.
Surprising no one.
So that's all coming up. I think that was about it.
In the way of announcements. I'm behind on doing this because I'm a dumb.
Yeah, and also you had to go run and get energy drinks.
Yeah, that's kind of necessary. I didn't sleep last night.
You've got some.
What, like?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't sleep, so I am a tired. And I spent a good portion of the morning and early afternoon going and eating breakfast and then playing a bunch of mini golf with my dad.
You didn't bring the bowl over here.
I'll get on that in a minute.
Wow, that is very cold and wet.
Yes.
He brought me an Arizona.
I brought her a purple.
Yes, he brought me some non-carbonated purple drink.
Yes, some non-carbonated purple. We should just call it. You really shouldn't have thrown the logo up there.
Oh.
All things considered.
Well, we're not sponsored.
Yeah.
Oh, all good.
Unsponsored.
I just happen to like Arizonas because not all Arizonas are tea.
Which she didn't know until I.
Yeah.
She thought that all Arizonas were some form of tea until I pointed out that this is not tea at all.
I thought they were all flavored tea.
so
So I've been avoiding Arizonas because I don't like.
She has been missing out on a whole new world of beverages.
Cheap beverages too.
99-cent gigantic cans of beverage.
Mm-hmm. That is definitely great. But we've got that going on. Then a little bit more about our Patreon. We've got several tiers. I probably should have brought that I wrote all that down on.
Yeah.
I didn't. We got several tiers. What we were doing is the higher the tiers go, obviously you get everything from all the tiers under it as well. We have
there you go.
we have as low as a $1 tier.
Yay! Thank you.
Yeah. Which I believe we decided to dub that one cat ass.
Yes.
it's mostly a joke tier, but if you just want to, like, you know, give us $1, because every little bit honestly helps right now. Obviously Patreon stuff gonna go towards getting us better equipment,
Yes.
getting me the editor a computer with a current OS.
Yeah, she's running XP right now
Yeah.
because that's what I had at the time.
Which will probably also improve.
Which is sadly an upgrade from what she had before.
It is.
So consider that for a minute.
Before I didn't have anything.
Editing video like with the powers of her mind.
Yeah, that's why it took so long for me to take over as editor, was because I didn't have a computer to work with for starters, and then after I got a computer, the OS was so outdated, I had to find a version of the editing software I wanted to use that was compatible with the older OS, and then get it to work with when, like, a lot of stuff's dropping support for that OS, and this year's been an adventure in editing. Like, there's a lot of it's still kind of buggy, so that's going to be one of our priorities, is getting a new computer, which we have looked at. There is one that's pretty reasonably priced that we're looking at, that would at least be able to do what we need it to do for under $200. So, but of course, we're all poor, so the problem is getting that money. Also, by supporting us on Patreon, you can help us to, essentially, how do I say this? We all have jobs outside of this. We don't just do YouTube.
Yeah. As much as we'd like to.
Yeah, we each individually have our own jobs, but if we were able to basically survive just off of YouTube, or even possibly if I could quit my job and just do editing full time, we'll be able to produce more content for you guys.
Yes, by far.
Which we would love to do. Is the reason we're down to 3 episodes a week right now, is because we just don't have the time.
Be right back.
So those are all, you know, just pretty basic and pretty common reasons, obviously, why people set up Patreons. But we just wanted to let you guys know what's going on with that. And now we're gonna play a little game. I
would like to play a slightly different game, but not everybody is nearly as familiar with the noble houses of Vergara as they are with with the
Harry Potter had better marketing.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. Also, the Vergara novels are not children's books. They are full of interesting, colorful language.
So what
and the main
done,
character's a mob boss.
What we've done here is we each individually came up with some video game characters.
Half of hers are knights.
Not half of them. But is it doing?
It's saying that our audio bit rate is.
Oh,
that's
okay.
fine.
Well,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, as long as people can understand us, it's fine.
Yeah.
But we each came up with video game characters individually, and we have put them in this bowl, and we are going to draw names out of the bowl and sort them into Hogwarts houses.
That is the plan. Plan at large.
If anyone tunes in, you are more than welcome to send us names of characters in the chat. We will take those on if we know enough about the character. But what kind of Pringles did you get? Oh, nice.
These brand names. Can't just say what kind of chips.
Pringles are no ordinary chips. Not sponsored.
God. I'm gonna strangle this bitch. Alright, pick a frickin' name.
Alright.
Sponsored crazy.
First one is Luigi from Mario.
Luigi from Mario. Isn't he basically Mario, just slightly more afraid of things?
Yeah, Luigi's a bit more shy, a bit more jumpy, I guess.
He doesn't quite have the nerves of steel that Mario has.
Mm-hmm.
But I think overall, he's basically like Harry Potter was, like the Mario, but then Luigi would have been like Neville Longbottom, who's still, Gryffindor to the core, but he's like a bit more shy, a bit more scared, but he'll stand up for what's right.
Yeah, I mean, part of me wants to put Luigi in Hufflepuff, because he does seem to care a lot about people around him.
So do Gryffindors.
Well, yeah, but...
So do Gryffindors. They're having a house, like, in the entire identity of the house be he gives a fuck about his friends is kind of bullshit. That'd be half the list. That'd be half all the characters in there. Just happen to care about people that are close to them. Like, you can't do that. There have to be more defining characteristics of Hufflepuff than good for the lean-ins. So...
because I was talking about it with,
Are you
with one of my coworkers.
Pre-gaming. Peter.
Well, no, because we weren't doing video game characters. We were doing like Disney characters, and we both kind of came to the conclusion that Hufflepuffs seem to have this really defined sense of right and wrong as well. Whereas like, a Gryffindor might bend the rules a bit to ultimately for the greater good.
Yeah, the ends justify the means.
Yeah, a Hufflepuff seems less likely to do that.
Well, abide the book leaning post. Great.
But, I mean, I can definitely see where you're coming from with Gryffindor. Because he does come through. But then again, so do Hufflepuff. And because when you look at the Battle for Hogwarts, most of the ones who stayed were Gryffindor and Hufflepuff. And one of the reasons I want to say, because it does seem like a lot of times Gryffindors will also do it kind of for the glory. Whereas Hufflepuffs will do it because they know it's right. So, and that's kind of why I want to say Hufflepuff. Doesn't seem to be in it for any glory or anything. Just does it because it's right.
All right. So we'll sort Luigi into Hufflepuff.
All right.
Hufflepuff says the Sorting Hat.
All right, you pick the next one.
Okay. Kyrie from Kingdom Hearts.
Okay. Like it's because I haven't played a lot of Kingdom Hearts. I mean, we just finished our Kingdom Hearts playthrough. But in that Kingdom Hearts, she's basically comatose for most of the game. So it's hard to get a read on her personality. I I'm trying to think.
Like later in the series, she starts, popping up dual-wielding keyblades and beating some ass. I would want to put her into Gryffindor because she's not afraid to bend rules.
Yeah, and she's also not afraid to go in half-cocked.
No.
Because that was another thing we determined. Gryffindors have a tendency to just go in half-cocked, guns blazing.
Oh my god, shut up about the bitrate. Hang on.
Sorry, slight technical issues here.
We can actually continue this stream regardless, because it's not going to cover shit up.
So yeah, I can definitely see Gryffindor for Kyrie. Alright. We have... Oh, this line is thinner. We have Knuckles from Sonic.
Knuckles.
Yes.
Gryffindor. He's not very bright.
Well...
And
it's not necessarily true. Because he's not, like... He's gullible, he's kind of naive, but he's actually pretty book smart.
No audio encoding. I don't know why the audio encoding is flipping out, but it is. But it's set to 128 and it's not going at 128. I think that has to do with how often the audio is being portrayed. I think that's a big part of it, is how often we're actually talking. Like all the little silent points are kind of fiddling the bitrate because there's nothing to transfer.
I'm going to open up this non-brand specific fish candy.
Gummy fishes.
Yes. Like even
that
facing it away from the camera so that you can't see the name. Although you could probably see it on the back, but
call them Norse and Lutefisk.
Except they're not.
Yeah. But yeah, he is definitely a half-cocked kind of a guy, though. Without question, he's like somebody's like
also afraid of ghosts, though.
Yeah, but like just point in any direction you please. Up, down, left, right, forward, back, any combination, and say he's got the Master Emerald. Gone. Gone. He is gone and punching holes in everything in his way.
Okay, that's valid.
He is that is the definition of half-cocked right there. Is just, hey, he's got the Master Emerald. Oh god, he's gone already. Like sometimes you don't even have to get the word emerald out. He's gone on Master.
Alright. So, your turn to pick.
Tails! Wow.
Well, okay. More Sonic.
Ravenclaw.
Yeah, I mean, part of me does want to say Gryffindor for Tails, too. Because he does put himself out there, but he plans. He prepares. He has backup plans.
He's the only one of the main
three. He sometimes forgets to install landing gear, but...
And leave that to inexperience. He's frickin' 8.
And he's easily one of the smartest characters in the Sonic franchise. So
turn it this way.
Yeah, I can't do that with mine because the thing's over here. So
just usually wrap a piece of.
Oh god, notebooks are falling. It's the end of the world.
Everywhere. I want to say Ravenclaw because he plans, because he is book smart to the extreme, because he knows how to apply it in real world situations, which is even more important than just being book smart.
And on top of that, he's able to like, he knows when Sonic's gonna run into something half-cocked.
Yeah. He has what Knuckles is missing. Because Knuckles is book smart, but he doesn't, like, stop to critically think.
Yeah.
The one guy who has stolen the Master Emerald 5-6 times can walk up to Knuckles and say, I've turned over a new leaf, but Sonic's the bad guy now, and Knuckles believes him like that.
Actually, they fix that in some of the later games. Where he doesn't believe Eggman, even when Eggman's telling the truth. It's kind of great.
But Tails has, like, that common sense. He has critical thinking. He can think on his feet. He doesn't, like, if somebody tells him something, he can be like, no, that's not right. Usoda.
Yeah,
you're lying. Fuck off.
What I was saying before is he can tell when, like, Sonic's gonna fly into something half-cocked.
He knows when Sonic's gonna Gryffindor.
And then he knows to to prepare and be ready and meet up with him later with exactly what they need.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely say Ravenclaw for Tails.
Ravenclaw for Tails. That was my pick.
All right. Yeah, I dropped it.
I wanted to make some of these hard.
You have Reno from Final Fantasy VII. See, I've never played Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, God.
So, I don't know.
How to describe Reno? Let's see. Kind of like, imagine if, oh man, what's his name with the Pokeball afro?
Mirror B?
Kind of like him, but a little less funky. With like a red mullet in a ponytail.
Okay, how do you have Mirror B without the funky?
I'm trying to be like, he's wacky, is what he is. He's wacky. But he's also second in command of a group of an elite security force called the Turks, who answer directly to Shinra, who is a guy who's, well, at the beginning of the game, it's, I forget the guy's first name, but it's Mr. Shinra. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Mr. Shinra, and he's trying to rule the world. He's trying to rule the world by bribing everybody, right? Anybody who's trying to mess with him, he bribes them out of it. His son, when he dies, and you find him with I think an 8-foot sword sticking out of his back. His son comes up to the conclusion, hang on, that's not the right way to run this company. I run this company now, and I'm going to run it by making the entire world terrified of me. I am going to screw everything up for everyone, and if anybody tries to mess with me, I will shoot a cannon at them. Like, oh, hey, this small coastal town is like, yeah, we don't think Shinra's the best. Blow them out of the universe with a cannon that is literally big enough to be a city. And he does that. That's Rufus. Now his security force is the Turks. There's Rude. Rude is the guy in charge, and he is he's very quiet. No, Seng is the guy in charge. And he's very by the book, down to business, don't mess around. Rude is not very talkative. He doesn't say anything, and he kind of has a crush on Tifa, which is hilarious. Because that actually plays into the game, where when you're fighting against Rude and Reno, which you do often, Rude and Tifa's on your team, Rude will not attack her.
Huh.
Ever. So she's the only one still up, and the only one that you're up against is Rude. He just kind of stands there.
That's adorable.
Isn't it? But then Reno is wacky. He just kind of has, like, out of the ballpark ideas that don't make any sense and don't help the situation.
So like Spike, if Spike wasn't able to work.
Kind of. And also was good enough at fighting and like strong enough and tough enough to take on the main characters of a Final Fantasy game. And survive several encounters.
Okay, but the question is, why is he doing it? Why is he...
It's his job. It's his job, the end. It's what he's paid to do.
Okay, so I think the way to go about this is process of elimination.
Yeah. Mind you, he is not opposed to taking part in a plan to drop a section of... There's like... Okay, the main city, Midgar, where you start the game, there's two residential levels. There's the lower level, which is the slums, and then there's the upper level where the people with the money live. Mr. Shinra had this idea to turn the people against an eco-terrorist group called Avalanche by dropping a section of the upper residential area onto a section of the lower residential area and killing everyone in both of these sectors. Reno did not really mind taking part in this plan. So he does not really give a fuck about human life. But he's also kind of wacky.
So he comes up with off-the-wall plans that wouldn't really help the situation.
For anybody.
So I'd say that eliminates Ravenclaw.
Oh yeah.
He obviously doesn't give a shit about people, so I'd say that eliminates Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
So that makes it between Gryffindor and Slytherin.
And I think we'd have to knock out Gryffindor because he's doing this for personal gain entirely. Like he's personal.
It's his own ambitions. So.
Yeah. So this is Slytherin.
Yeah, he'd have to be Slytherin then.
He's Slytherin because he's doing this completely to line his pockets.
I could make an argument for Gryffindor that you have to be pretty damn brave to go up against Final Fantasy protagonists because they're a little broken. But
and,
overall, like, looking at the motivations, we'd have to go Slytherin.
Yeah. Because, like, Reno is tough enough to take a full line of Yaz on Tifa's limit break, which her limit break is, it starts a slot machine with hits, misses, and Yaz. Where if you get the hit, it does the normal attack. If you get the miss, it skips that limit. And if you hit it's a crit on that limit. So he can take an entire line of Yaz. He can just, and she goes through 7 attacks if you hit all of them. And each one will do 9,999 damage once you get to the right point in the game. He can take all 7 of those hits, just shy of 70,000 damage. And, like, he will just stagger a bit and go, ugh, I'll catch you next time, and then run away. He'll stagger a bit.
And like, then BK.
And, send you a cocky little hand signal, just like, catch you later, buddy, and just leave.
Right.
I was like, excuse you?
So, Slytherin. Who, did you pull that one? I pulled that one. Okay.
Lucio from Overwatch.
Yes.
Hufflepuff.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. He's Hufflepuff. That support character.
Yeah. Be champions.
Oh, well, Sonic.
Didn't we just say how Gryffindor he is?
Well, the thing is, I would argue Hufflepuff for Sonic, because in the end he's doing it because he cares about people, because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And he does have a very defined sense of right and wrong.
Yeah.
So...
And it's one that he would never compromise on.
Yeah.
Like, some of these people who would never compromise, I wonder what they would do in the face of an Ozymandias gambit, like Rorschach. Rorschach was saying never compromise. He knew that what Ozymandias had done was wrong. It ended all wars across the entire world, but it was wrong.
Yeah.
So he had to go tell people what was happening. He had to stop him.
Yeah.
And that's his right and wrong. And sometimes I wonder, like, what would Sonic do in that situation?
I feel like he would do something similar. Like
have to tell somebody that this had happened, or...
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, okay, this may have stopped all war, but millions were killed.
Mm-hmm.
That's not okay. We can't just accept that, like, as, like, a down payment. Like,
yeah.
It's not okay for anyone to do that, for any reason. I feel like he would be someone who would try and, like, expose that and try and, like, get justice for those people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely, Sonic, I'd say Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
He does have very Gryffindor traits, but his motivations are very Hufflepuff, so. Oh, wait, I picked that one.
So now I have to pick one.
Getting through these.
DJ Professor K from Jet Set Radio.
Oh! I was not expecting that.
That's one of the ones I was talking about was going to be interesting.
Oh.
Where would we even go with that one?
I'm trying...
Because you definitely get a read on his personality when you play through that game. Jet Set Radio!
That is tough.
Over the streets, through the hood, and right into your brain! Y'all got your antennas on or what? Yo! His entire purpose is to feed information to the GGs. That's what he does in the game the whole time. Feed them information on what's going on between the other gangs and the Rokaku.
And it is tough because in order to do that, he has to, like, get all that information, manage it, and convey it
On his...
in an effective time frame.
On Tokyo Toe's #1 pirate radio station, Jet Set Radio!
Yeah. He also, I'm sure he knows that in doing this underground radio station, specifically catering to one of the gangs, if he gets caught, he could be in a world of trouble.
Oh, yeah.
And
I think he gets caught in Jet Set Radio Future, actually.
And he's also doing it to help this specific group that he particularly likes.
Well, I don't think at first it was. At first it was, he was just, like, providing commentary on what was going on.
Okay.
And then it showed up that the GGs were openly opposing the Rokaku, and he's like, yes, these. Yes, this. Yes. Rokaku.
Which,
fuck off with the Rokaku.
Which that seems kind of Hufflepuff to me.
Yeah.
So he's definitely got traits of 3 of the houses right there.
Yeah.
He's got the courage to go through with the endeavor, which is a very Gryffindor thing.
Yeah, the courage to, like, break some law.
Mm-hmm.
Like, against... Okay, for anybody who hasn't played Jet Set Radio, here's the kind of crap that comes from breaking the law, okay? A bunch of graffiti rollerblader punks are faced with, first, policemen with clubs. And, you know, kind of reasonable, I guess.
Oh.
Then the policeman with a hand cannon, like a revolver as long as his forearm, shows up. And then he starts calling in SWAT teams with tear gas and tanks
and
paratroopers and Apache attack helicopters after a bunch of graffiti punks.
Yeah, it's a little bit overkill.
So, you know, somebody spray paints on a statue, they have attack helicopters after them. Imagine what comes after you if you've been running an underground radio station trying to subvert the government.
But that's...
Just picture what kind of crap the Rokaku would throw at you.
I feel like the reason he's doing it is because he realizes that the government's kind of corrupt and overpowered at that point.
Oh yeah, he is strongly
I'd say even though it's
what he's trying to do,
the courage of it is very Gryffindor, I'd say the reason is very Hufflepuff.
And it's very much that he is as a DJ, as a commentator in this kind of a thing, he is very protective of his freedom of expression, which is something that the Rokaku do not want to deal with. The Rokaku want that completely screwed over. They want to just like tuck that under a rug. No freedom of expression. Just buy our shit. Because the Rokaku is actually a corporation that owns the government. Hey, oligarchy, wait a minute. Okay, so yeah, the hey, wait a minute. Hey, look at ours. Anyway, yeah, so very Hufflepuff like motives.
Yeah.
Very Ravenclaw method of operation.
Yeah.
Very Gryffindor like backbone.
Yeah, straight up grit there.
Very Gryffindor work ethic. That's the word. Work ethic. Yeah.
I would put the edge towards Hufflepuff because it all revolves around his reasons for doing it.
Yeah, it's all about his right and his wrong.
Which and that also that clarifies that, you know, not all Hufflepuffs. It's not a case of lawful versus chaotic. It's their own defined, self-defined sense of right and wrong.
Yeah.
So, like, yes, he's breaking the law. He's going against the government, but that's because he knows it's what's right.
Yeah. So I guess we can put Professor K into Hufflepuff. I'm gonna tell him that. Hang on, I'm gonna have to tweet
nice.
Professor K.
Yes. Yes, he is on the Twitters.
Yeah.
So, and he does. I think both of us actually.
Yeah, and I think that this would be
tweet it from the channel.
I'm not on the channel. I have the channel.
I have it on my phone. 1 second.
Yeah. So we're gonna let him know that we have.
Okay, it's already set on the channel. So.
Okay. Okay, so pick one.
All right. I'm gonna kind of like shuffle these around a little bit. And okay, Simon Belmont from Castlevania. And I haven't really played Castlevania that much.
The entire thing is that the entire Castlevania series is based around the idea that the only thing that is required for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. And as long as there is evil in the hearts of men, Dracula will come back because they will want to pay him homage, they will want him to give them power, this, that, or the other. There's no way to get rid of him forever so long as there is evil in the hearts of men.
Which there will always be.
Which there will always be. And so long as good men do nothing, evil will triumph. Luckily for the world, the Belmont family are all workaholics and very, very good men. And they also are actually functioning off of a bit of a like a redemption thing. Is that they that's why it's their duty to stop Dracula, because they were the ones who were tricked into giving Dracula his power in the first place. They helped him attain the power he has, and then he used it for evil, and they had to shut him down. And they have to keep shutting him down because it's their fault he's even there. It's all their fault. So that's why they're the ones shutting him down. So, damn it.
Oh no, a shout out.
So basically, the Castlevania series revolves around a guy with a whip busting into a castle, and a normal guy with a whip, a normal guy with a holy whip, no less, but a normal guy with a whip, kicking down the gates of a castle, busting into the place, and just wading through the tides of hell to beat a vampire across the face with a whip. Like that's the entire series, every game. Somebody with a whip wading through the tides of hell, just destroying necromancers, giant bats, gorgons. Death is repeatedly beaten back to hell. Death is actually I think he's a boss in every Castlevania. The Frankenstein monster will show up occasionally. Like he will, and he just wades through all of this crap to get to Dracula and beat Dracula's ass back to sleep with a holy whip.
So, two main contenders in my mind right now are Gryffindor and Hufflepuff. I mean, it takes a lot of balls to bust into Dracula's castle and fight your way to Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's kind of a family tradition out of their sense of they fucked up, they have to write.
Yeah.
So that's and again, I want to give the edge to Hufflepuff.
I think I would give the edge to Gryffindor. Because this one, like, there's right, there's wrong. I think a Hufflepuff at this point would, like, assemble an army. Like, a Gryffindor is gonna bust up in that shit by themselves. Like, a Hufflepuff is, like, the right and the wrong, yes, we did this, we have to stop it, but he would assemble comrades. Like, my family fucked it up. He would still assemble some comrades. Help him out. Because you're going into the tides of hell by yourself.
Yeah.
That's no. Like even like right and wrong, like you're not. Why would you wade through hell by yourself if you have to?
Have to, probably not, but if I felt that yes, this is my responsibility, then yeah. And that's the thing, you also have to take into account, like, because Hufflepuffs care so much about the well-being of others, would they want to put other people whose responsibility it isn't to take care of this at risk, just to have some backup? Because when you look at it, is that actually the Gryffindors had assembled a team. So I would still say that the edge goes to Hufflepuff.
Yes, but still.
I know you want to put him in Gryffindor, and I can understand why. It's just the way I'm looking at it is the Belmonts have the sense of right and wrong. They fucked up. They have to fix it. Is their whole mentality. And essentially going with that others shouldn't have to suffer for their mistakes. Which is, to me, seems like a very Hufflepuff. Yeah, it does. My whole phone sucks.
Yeah, no.
At least it hasn't crashed on. It will do. Still trying to send that tweet.
Yeah, it's this keyboard is very slow going.
And it also, my autocorrect is fucked on.
Oh god,
it doesn't autocorrect, so you have to actually go back and.
But it will throw random ass words in front of whatever you're like after whatever you type.
Yeah, based on what like. It's actually based on pattern recognition. It does that.
The fucking worst, dude. Who else did we put in Hufflepuff?
Let's see. Sonic put in Hufflepuff. That was Lucio we put in Hufflepuff. I think Luigi we put in Hufflepuff. Did we?
Yeah. It's if you're like if we're going to say just a strongly defined sense of right and wrong is what's the Hufflepuff thing, then like 80% of protagonists are going to be Hufflepuff. Okay, we'll just say with Simon.
Huh?
We're just gonna say that we classed him in the same area as Simon Belmont. We did.
Well, that's who we were doing.
Yeah, I was talking about.
Oh,
tweeting,
on the tweet.
Yeah. Tweeting DJ Professor K.
Okay.
Okay, so it's my turn.
Oh yeah.
I like that DJ Professor K caught her off guard.
It took so long to do that one that I
Brendan from Pokemon. This dude's a dick. Like he is an absolute like.
That's why I put that in there. I'm like, oh, this is gonna get him.
He is a sexist douchebag from start to finish in that game. He is the worst. And it gave me so much pleasure to
beat his ass down.
To just curb stomp his team every time. It gave me a level of personal satisfaction that I am not used to getting from video games.
Aren't you glad I introduced you to Gen 3?
Oh. The only reason that I would ever actually want to be in Gen 3 is so that I could punch Brendan in the face. Which is great, because he wouldn't know how the hell to handle that. He's like, but Pokemon battle. What?
You're gonna punch a child in the face.
Because he very, very much deserves it. I would beat him in a Pokemon battle for the right to punch him in the face.
You really hate Brendan.
I hate him. He is a douchebag. Watch our Nuzlocke and you will hear me like what his voice sounds like in my head. Where he makes your Pokemon already likes you sound douchey. You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. I made him like all of his compliments are super backhanded because we played as a girl. So all of his compliments were super backhanded. Like all of his compliments were a pretty good trainer for a girl. I don't know what to put him in. Oh.
The thing is, yeah, he's kind of a dick bag.
I guess Gryffindor.
See, I would say, but he, he helps his dad with like the field research and stuff. He's obviously very invested in the world of Pokemon and like knowing how it works and everything, learning everything. I would kind of say Ravenclaw.
Yeah, he has a like very ironclad set of he has like an ironclad set of beliefs that he does not change for a goddamn thing. He has like, this is how this works. He is very, this is how this works. I know that this is how this works because it's how it works. So
here, let me show you how to be a trainer.
Let me show you how to be a trainer. I know you beat my ass 7 times in a row, but hey.
Yeah, never mind the fact that your dad's a gym leader. Let me show you how to be a trainer.
Like,
I don't know. It's kind of
right after Flannery. Right after Flannery, you come out of the gym, and he comes over and goes like, "Hey, I see you got a bunch of badges. I'm thinking about challenging your dad. He looks like a tough trainer, unlike you." Bitch, I beat your ass in so hard you couldn't see straight 7 times.
You know,
and you're
like,
gonna tell me.
You're
gonna tell me.
Do you know all of his dialogue by heart from how many Nuzlockes you've run?
No. No. I just remember certain things that stick out to me about people being dicks, and that's in real life and that's in video games. Certain things stick out when people are dicks. And I remember it.
So I'm kind of between Ravenclaw and Slytherin for Brendan.
For Brendan.
Because
he doesn't
Slytherins are very ambitious.
Very ambitious, but he's not really.
And they tend to have a sense of privilege.
Yeah. There is that, yeah. Oh god, he's got that privilege so hard. Like he's just got that sense of.
And that's not to say he's like evil.
For a Japanese game, he's got some white man entitlement going.
Yeah, he acts very entitled.
Yeah.
And I think part of that does stem from his dad being the professor of the region.
Yeah. Like, your dad's a gym leader, my dad's a professor. Yeah, my dad could beat your dad.
Yeah, our dads are friends.
A, our dads are friends.
Calm the fuck down.
B, I had to save your dumbass dad.
I didn't realize you hated Brendan quite this much.
Like you really want to piss me off? Have him have a Talo starter. Just watch that go. Just watch that show. Brendan with a Talo.
I think you could actually program that in the randomizer.
Yes, you can, and I will not, because my head will explode with rage.
So
it's like try having Nappy face off against Looker with a Pelipper. Okay, it's basically how that would go.
All right.
Nappy up against Looker with a Pelipper is basically me up against Brendan with a fucking Taylor.
So are we gonna put Brendan in Slytherin then?
Like he's super entitled. Yeah, he is
okay.
Like I'm trying to think of a reason why he would actually be more Ravenclaw. It's like, yeah, he's smart, but there are smart Slytherin. So like and he's kind of like, he's not really doing it for his dad as much as he is doing it to give himself the advantage when it comes to going on his Pokemon journey.
So Slytherin.
Yeah. Like, he helps his dad because his dad said, hey, go to Route 103.
We have a non-villain Slytherin now, ladies and gentlemen.
Non-villain my ass. Fuck this kid.
Okay, whose turn is it?
Yours.
Okay.
I just pulled.
I did not think you were going to go on that much of a tangent.
That's not a tangent. That is entirely relevant. All of that was relevant.
Nanu from Pokemon. We're getting all the Pokemon ones now.
Yeah. Nanu from Generation 7. The Kahuna of, what was that?
Yeah, which island was that shit?
Oh, God.
He's the Dark-type Kahuna, though.
Yeah, he's the Dark-type Kahuna of, was it a Kali Island? Not a Kali.
Yeah.
I forget what it was. I could look it up. I have my...
Was it Ula?
Maybe. Hang on.
But,
Check my map.
yeah, we'll be able to find it there.
That's my Pokédex.
That is not your map.
Hang on a second.
But,
Shush! Ugh. There. That's right.
Okay, so it's not Pony, we know that.
Oh.
You forgot how to control your map, didn't you?
Yeah, I very much forgot how to control
let
my
me do it.
Okay, she's gonna do that. We're gonna find out the island name because this is actually a little bit important. But he is a cop. He is a police officer. He is the island Kahuna chosen by the guardian deity. He kind of has a soft spot.
Why do you have to tap on Rotom Dex for this? Because he just keeps talking to you.
Yeah, you have to tap between the black part there and the...
Okay.
Yeah. Mele is the start island. Akala is the second island.
It is Ula Ula.
It is Ula Ula, okay.
Okay, so yeah, he's the kahuna of Ula Ula Island.
The Ula Ula kahuna! He's a dark
There might be some spoilers for Sun and Moon if you haven't played it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he's the kahuna there. He's got a really jazzy sound theme song, which I greatly appreciate. And he's kind of got a soft spot for the villain team because he knows what we're actually going through, and that's why he likes Meowths as well, because they don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be the kahuna. He just has to be.
Yeah, he was chosen by the Island Guardian, so he's just kind of saddled with it.
Which is great.
So that kind of eliminates Slytherin right off the bat, because
Yeah.
it's not out of ambition or anything.
Yeah.
Just he took on the responsibility when it was given to him.
Yeah, he's rolling with the cards he's dealt, and he's doing it like a fucking pro.
I mean, I know we've had a lot of Hufflepuffs, but I kind of want to say Hufflepuff for Nanu as well, because
of this right or wrong.
Yeah, it's, you know, he does have the sense of right and wrong. At the same time, he's also just looking out for people in general.
Really is.
And I think it's the line about Meowths don't care who you are that really brings it out, because it kind of it gives you the sense of that he feels that people should be treated the same regardless of who they are or what their background is, where they came from. It's just you should just treat people right.
And there's another bit where this is a bit of post-game content, so spoiler alert. But he kind of shows great disdain for Looker and for the interregional police as a whole.
Which I believe, wasn't he part of that?
Yeah, he used to be. And then he just begins to just show great disdain for the organization as a whole, because he knows that they're using they're literally using people as bait. And it's like you can't. Here you go, Looker. Look at this. Is basically what he does.
Yeah, Nanu's freaking great playing him. And I would definitely say, just by the way he acts and the beliefs he's portrayed, I would definitely say Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
So it's your turn now. Right?
I think so. Got Nanu.
Definitely not.
Riku from Kingdom Hearts. Slytherin. Dude is in it for himself. Dude is crossing any lines he feels like crossing for the sake of his own adventure. He's not even really he doesn't even really want power. He just wants to not be stuck on an island, and he is willing to fuck everything up to do it. He doesn't really care what happens.
He wants Kairi.
Yeah, and he
just straight up wants her. Doesn't care that, she's not interested.
Yeah, he
just
yeah. And he literally sold his soul.
Mm-hmm.
He sold his soul to the darkness.
Granted, by the end, he realized that he fucked up.
Yeah.
But at that point, it was almost too late.
Yeah, he took a long time to realize what was right and what was wrong. Mm-hmm. Because he didn't really care as much about what was right or what was wrong, and he cared about what he wanted.
I mean, even Slytherins that go down a darker path, they can be redeemed. I mean, we saw that in the book.
Yeah, Malfoy.
Yeah, and Snape.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so Riku is Slytherin to the core.
Yeah.
He really is. Because he used any means available to gain the power to do what he wanted. And he didn't really care who got hurt in the path of that, except for maybe Kairi.
Yeah.
Because
Kairi was the one person he sort of cared about. It depends on your definition of care.
Yeah. That one's like that's the only foggy part of Riku.
It's kind of odd how much Riku kind of parallels Snape when you think about it.
Yeah.
Because Snape was obsessed with Lily, Riku was obsessed with Kairi.
Yeah.
Snape went too far and realized it and tried to right it afterwards, and so does Riku.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting parallel, actually.
It is.
But yeah, Riku definitely Slytherin.
Yeah.
I'm sure Sonic will appreciate that sorting.
Yeah. I think he will.
Nom
nom nom.
Got Bayonetta. We're almost out of frame.
I think I would put Bayonetta into Ravenclaw. Because she kind of has a right and wrong, but she doesn't really care nearly as much.
And she is very in control of her life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She knows how to handle her shit. And occasionally, yeah, she'll go into something half-cocked, but she does it with the confidence that she can figure it out as she goes.
Yeah.
So
I would put her into Ravenclaw because she's not doing it for glory. She's not doing it for recognition. She's not doing it for her ambition, really. She's just doing it because fuck you. Which is actually pretty Gryffindor, but at the same time,
well,
like, it's because, like...
A lot of times she's doing it because it's like, you motherfuckers are getting out of hand. We can't have that.
And, like, anything that's gonna try and, like, blow up the world kind of negates any right or wrong about it. Because if you're trying to stop that, that could be, I don't want all these millions and billions of people to lose their lives, or it could be, there's nothing for me to do in a fucking broke-ass planet.
I am still living here, damn it.
Yeah.
This is my home. Get off my lawn.
Yeah, like, it could be incredibly self-serving to save the world. You may have not a goddamn care at all for anybody else in the entire planet, but you just want to not be stuck on a broken chunk of rock about the size of Baltimore, just floating through space. That would be a lot less fun.
With no atmosphere anymore.
No atmosphere, yeah.
So you're not going to be there for long.
Well, Bayonetta can breathe in space,
but
even so, that's boring. Like,
yeah,
you could be saving the world just to combat boredom. Because you know that you will just live an eternal life of ennui and fucking entropy. And then just kind of fade out into nothingness. And
but the way she carries herself and the way she goes about things is a very Ravenclaw.
Yeah, she's very Ravenclaw.
Alright.
I think I think
I pulled that one, yeah.
I think so. Yeah, because I had pulled yeah. Okay. So that's that was one I think that we got an agreement on really quick.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're
like I wasn't sure at first, but then when you said Ravenclaw, I was like, oh yeah, you're right.
Okay, I think I know which one I picked right now.
We're getting low.
Yeah, we are. It's kind of sad. I was hoping we would have somebody to give us some suggestions.
I know.
The King of all Cosmos from Katamari Damacy.
Man, you were going out there with your
picks.
Aren't I?
I wanted to make them interesting.
I don't know. I think I got some interesting ones.
Yeah.
I got you to rant about Brendan. That was pretty good.
Yeah, but that's not interesting. That's just he's a bastard. Like, that wasn't really hard to put him into a house. That was just, he's a dick.
I would say I'm not very familiar with Katamari Damacy.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I've seen, I kind of want to say Slytherin because he is very selfish.
Oh God, is he ever? The start of the game is he gets drunk and destroys all the stars in the sky and the moon, just everything. He just gets drunk
and fucks it all.
Breaks the sky, and then decides that it's your problem because you're his son. My problem, your problem, yes? is one of the lines. So, my pint-sized prince, you will go down to Earth and roll up stuff, and then I will throw it into the sky and make new stars. I'm going to be doing other stuff because I'm king of all cosmos. Fuck you.
Yeah.
That's king of all cosmos. Right
yeah,
there.
I would say Slytherin.
Oh, and if you fail, he's relentlessly destroys you verbally about how everything you do is imperfect.
Yeah, but he's selfish. He's entitled.
Mm-hmm.
Frankly, kind of lazy.
And a massive asshole.
Yeah, so I definitely say Slytherin.
Yeah. King of all cosmos, congratulations. You are Slytherin.
Alright.
Ow.
So I think it's only mine left now, isn't it?
Mm.
You have one more?
Mm-hmm. I think.
You have knights.
Knights. Hufflepuff!
See, I would disagree.
You would put him into?
I would say more Gryffindor, because when you think about it, like, yes, yeah. he does grow to care about people, like, that's as he gets to know them.
He is actually an incredibly selfish little bastard.
Yeah, he. I say he, but I should be saying they.
They are an incredibly selfish little bastard.
Yeah, like.
Calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
Shoutouts to Digi Valentine, but yeah, like, they don't. When they offer to, like, duelize in the beginning, they don't tell you what they're getting out of it. Knights isn't upfront about that.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, you want to try flying, right? Just duelize with me, and you can do it. Never mind that I'm gonna be, like, you know, using your fucking dream energy for my own purposes.
Mm-hmm. When you use your dream energy
like
to dick around
he straight up,
way.
like, interrupts exposition. For the sake of, hey, no, let's just go check it out. It'll be great. Like, yeah, Knights. Like, Knights has a good heart, but you gotta work to get it to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of one of the things I appreciate about the character.
God, I miss the old Sonic King.
So yeah, but at the same time, like, his end game is to take down his own creator, which will kill him too, supposedly, for the sake of all dreams. So I would definitely have to say Gryffindor, because
yeah, I think I'll go with that one.
Yeah.
All
right.
My turn?
Yes.
Alright. I don't remember what my last one was. Maxie from the third generation of Pokemon, the leader of Team Magma. He definitely has his sense of right and wrong, but it's a bit twisted.
It is, but we've discussed that doesn't necessarily negate the Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
Sorting.
He's doing this because he cares about people and wants them to have more landmass to settle upon. He wants to increase the amount of space that people have to live.
At the same time, though, he's very organized, very intellectual. He always, like...
He's very intellectual in some ways, but he doesn't understand ecosystems.
Yeah. And he also seems to be kind of like one step ahead of you through a lot of the game. Like, you track him down, and he's just like, oh, this isn't what we need? Oh, well, here you go. You can have it. And just, like, leaves. Like, he's always got, like, you know, he's making sure that, like, there's always someone else working on the next step.
That said, so is Archie.
Yeah?
Also, shout-outs to Steven, that fight versus Maxie and Tabitha, who, if you watch our if you go back and watch our Nuzlocke, his Skarmory poisoned Hariyama
He toxicked our Hariyama.
while he was on our team. Like a dick.
Oh, Steven. Yeah, it's,
Wash my hands of you, you dickbag.
It's, like, I'm in between Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff, actually. Because he does think he's doing it. He does think he's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But
at the same time, like, you can put him into he's very organized and therefore a bit Ravenclaw, but then you stop and go, but if he was Ravenclaw, he would have first researched the counterbalance of the ecosystem of the sea Pokemon. And would have known that would have completely fucked them. Like, he would have realized that he would have been screwing up Pokemon. He would have known.
yeah, but
He's not Ravenclaw enough to know that.
I think he felt that people were more important, that humans were more important, because they're, like, essentially the dominant species.
Wait a minute, are you telling me right now that the Team Magma versus Team Aqua battle is essentially expansionists versus environmentalists?
Essentially, yeah.
In these stupidest extremes?
Yeah, basically. Because the whole theme surrounding 3rd Gen was environment and how it affects the world.
Yeah.
That's why Professor Birch researching the environment and how it affects Pokemon. How Pokemon adapt to the environment. Archie and Maxie both trying to change the environment to what they think is ideal.
You would think the professor who would research how Pokemon adapt to environments would be in Alola, seeing as there are regional variants in Alola and nowhere else so far.
Yeah, but Z moves.
And then the move professor would be in Owen.
No, because the move professor is in Alola because Z moves, which only exists in Alola. That's like the evolution professor is in what's it called? What's the sixth called? I can't. But he's there because Mega Evolution occurs there. So there's always you can usually tie what the professor specializes in to what was introduced in that generation. Like
Oak was just studying breeds.
Yeah, Oak was just studying Pokemon in general because that was basically all there was. 2nd Gen, they introduced
Day and Night Cycle.
Breeding and Day and Night Cycle. So it's Professor, whom I want to say,
yes.
2nd Gen
Elm
was
studying
Pokemon Origins. Yeah. Essentially. 3rd Gen was environments. 4th Gen.
Pokemon Dicks.
I don't remember what 4th Gen is.
Yeah, but I
anyway.
want to say, like, of any of the old professors to have show up, it would have made a lot more sense to not have Oak show up. Although he's
that wasn't
iconic.
Actually the Oak that shows up in Sun and Moon isn't Professor Oak from 1st Gen.
Yeah.
He's like that Oak's cousin.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, the name Oak is iconic and all, but it would have been much more apropos. Would have been much more appropriate to have Birch show up if he's studying environments and adaptability.
But I feel
because of the regional variants, where Vulpix and Sandshrew have evolved as ice types.
I feel like the reason they didn't too was that Sun and Moon was the last Pokemon game that came out before Sun and Moon was Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, so we were just in Hoenn. I feel like that's why they didn't go that route.
Ah.
But
that was a very
anyway,
strange noise,
so
and I hope this thing picked it up.
Maxie.
Yeah.
Where are we gonna put Maxie?
I don't know. He does seem actually kind of entitled to, because he thinks that because he thinks he's right, everyone should agree with him. And that, like, Team Aqua are obviously, like, villains. They don't have any goal of their own except to stop Team Magma, according to Maxie. Like, basically their entire existence is getting in his way. And Archie's the same way about Team Magma. Their entire existence is getting in Team Aqua.
Are we just gonna kind of, like, sort Maxie and Archie together, then? They are so similar?
They're built to be.
Yeah.
They kind of have to be. We could. I didn't put Archie in there. Did then.
No.
But
No, I didn't.
I thought Maxie
I put someone else in there that I think you'll enjoy.
Guzma. So I'm sorry, did I guess? I guessed.
Yeah.
So yeah, Maxie, he's a little hard because he believes that he is doing right by the people of the world, which is Hufflepuff, but he also doesn't seem to understand that just because he thinks he's doing the right thing doesn't mean he is.
He doesn't.
Like, he doesn't
listen to counter argument.
He just completely shuts them out. He's like, it's like trying to talk to Maxie is like trying to argue with somebody on social media. Like, like basically Maxie and Archie's their organizations and all of their interactions is basically a giant Twitter flame war. Nobody gives a damn about what the other person is saying. They're just trying to scream their point louder. Like, nobody's getting any progress made because nobody cares about what anybody else has to say. They don't care enough about I'm not even sure they care enough about their own cause to consider what the repercussions of their cause could be negatively. Like they just want to do the thing. It's weird. I'm really not sure where to put them when you put that kind of thing into perspective. Like, they want to do their thing, but they kind of have a half-baked reason why.
Yeah, they do believe it's right.
They believe it's the right thing to do, but at the same time, they're like, they don't understand the point of an alternate viewpoint. Like, they don't understand that, like, somebody could disagree with them and not be Hitler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I said they're basically social media. Like, they do not have, like, they are too, like, cognitively fragile to consider somebody else could be right. I don't know.
And in all honesty, I mean, Ravenclaws can be kind of stuck up. Like,
yeah, that does kind of make them a bit more Ravenclaw, but at the same time, a Ravenclaw would actually know what the fuck they're talking about. Like,
Ravenclaw would have done all the research.
A Ravenclaw would have researched that, yes, making the volcano erupt might actually increase the landmass, but could also ruin several towns and maybe kill all their inhabitants.
Which is not what you're going for.
If you're trying to help people have more places to live, you don't want to destroy the places they already have and kill the people there.
Yeah, kill that one bird once in a while. How else are you going to have room for another one? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's from Star. Anyway, yeah, they don't consider how screwed that is, and how unproductive it is to set off a volcano for that kind of a purpose, to expand the landmass. Like, how counterproductive that is to what they're trying to do. In the same way that Archie and his people don't understand how counterproductive it is to create more habitat for Pokemon by sinking land that Pokemon live on. Like like, dude, you're going to destroy Pokemon habitat to create Pokemon habitat.
Granted, water type is the most common type among Pokemon, but still, there are plenty of not water type Pokemon that need places to live.
Yeah, drop a Magby in there, it'll be great.
Yeah, like fire types, gonna be a little bit fucked.
Let's throw some Geodudes in there, yo. Drop some Geodudes underwater, some Sandshrews. Hey, here's a Numel. Numel, great, yeah, here. Go for a swim, Numel. Torkoal, here. Cannonball. Like, oh. You are going to like, that goes a bit beyond fainting. You are going to kill Pokemon. To create more environment for them to live in. Bass-ackwards. Both of them are bass-ackwards. They can't be Ravenclaw if they're that bass-ackwards. They can't be. They can't be that stupid.
I'll agree to that.
Like, they can't, like, actively participate in counterproductive measures if they're Ravenclaw. Because they would have realized that it's counterproductive at some point. They would have researched enough to know what is an effective course of action and what is not. They can't be Ravenclaw. So, like, it's somewhere between, like, the, fuck you, we do what we want of Slytherin, and the, we are doing this for the good of all of Hufflepuff.
Yeah, so it's...
It's very...
between a well-meaning Slytherin and a misguided Hufflepuff, basically.
Yeah, it's
like... what it is.
It's really weird.
It's actually really tough to decide which one it is.
And I'm glad I put Moxie here. Or Maxie. I'm glad
Moxie.
Yes. Mad Moxie. I'm glad I put Maxie here, and I'm glad we're bringing Archie into the conversation as well, because they are going to be two sides of the same coin. This one's hard. This one's actually legitimately hard. Like, I think all of the other ones, like, it was a little... I think the hardest one other than this was DJ Professor K.
Yeah.
But
DJ Professor K was hard for a different reason.
Yeah.
Like, this is, like, we really just need to find the thing that tips the scale towards one or the other. Sorting Hat would have figured this out by now, but... yeah. You're not the Sorting Hat.
Here's one. They will gladly steal. They will steal and break the law. For their purpose. Because they stole the meteorite from the scientist. They are breaking into the museum to steal the Devon goods. They've stolen the Devon goods 3 times, and they held Pico hostage. They hold Captain Briney's.
Well, holding Pico hostage was really just one of the grunts that did that on a whim.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that was necessarily Maxie.
Yeah.
Because the team as a whole is not Maxie.
Yeah.
They all follow him. They all believe in what he's trying to accomplish. But they are not Maxie.
Yeah.
Things that they've done specifically under orders, we can count towards that. But like random things that they've done, not so
like
much.
all the attempts to like.
It is
Shanghai some poor person and take the Devon goods. It's all caps.
Yeah.
Come back here with my Devon goods.
There's a very Invader Zim way of saying Devon goods.
Yeah. That particular employee is Zim in disguise. You can tell because of the hair. You'll notice that the hair of that employee has the little like thing.
How does that feel?
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that particular employee is Zim. And he wants you to come back with his Devon goods! Anyway,
But
yeah, it's like theft and all that, like.
Yeah, but we also determined that
And
breaking a law for your purpose doesn't necessarily negate
yeah,
class.
but it's like. And we can further say not Ravenclaw because they woke Groudon and Kyogre without really having any idea what the hell they would actually do.
Well, they thought they'd be able to control them, but they were wrong.
You need both orbs for that.
Again, they didn't do.
Yeah. So, yeah, that seems to be like, oh man.
It really is kind of a coin toss.
This is kind of a coin toss between
Like I almost want to put like one in Slytherin and one in Hufflepuff. Like
I'd probably put Maxie into Slytherin because Maxie's plan.
He acts more entitled than Archie does.
Yeah, A, yes, B, his plan was the one that would just immediately just set off a volcano and cause some loss of life.
Yeah.
His was the plan that would cause loss of life, and his plan was the one that he decided
Archie's
was
plan
acceptable.
Archie's plan was supposed to be more gradual, but it started happening fast. Like it didn't when Kyogre was woken up, it wasn't as gradual as Archie thought it was going to be.
A, it wasn't as gradual as he thought it would be. B, there's enough Pokemon that no surf. That people could actually get out in time.
Yeah.
Like if you're like trapped in your house and it's like starting to flood, you could probably wind up okay at the end of the day because you get a water Pokemon to take you to the shore, to whatever the shore is now, to keep you afloat.
Especially
if your house is surrounded by
Pokemon
lava,
are willing to help too, which they might be. Like if you go by the anime, a lot of times wild Pokemon are willing to help people.
Yeah.
So.
And if your house is surrounded by lava, you're kind of fucked.
You can hope that you have a Pokemon with Fly.
You would need to have a big ass rock type. Would you silence your phone?
No.
You want to have either like a big enough rock type that you could get out of there. Like on its back. But like a small rock type, like a Geodude, you're not going to be able to, get out of there, right? It's not going to be big enough, and it's not going to have enough like mass for you to like hold on to when it gets out of there. Out of that shit. An Onyx would be good.
Yeah,
an Onyx would get you out of there. But like Roggenrola, Roggenrola, you're dead. Rockruff, too small.
Or Rock. He would try his damnedest to help you though.
Oh yes.
It's a Rockruff.
He would probably evolve on the spot to help you. Because he's still a rock type, he is still fire's not very effective.
Then he just has to swim through lava for a while.
You have to be able to stand on his back while he does it.
Yeah.
Rockruff, Lycanroc used surf.
Lycanroc used lava surf. What?
Like, excuse you?
Okay, so yeah, I would say, Maxie and Slytherin.
Maxie to Slytherin,
and
then Archie to
and
Hufflepuff. Because, Archie's was the one that, like, you wouldn't be losing lives.
Yeah.
That, like, you would not
at least not immediately.
Would not necessarily immediately be losing lives.
Mm-hmm.
And the
and
Pokemon...
if the plan had gone the way he wanted, there would have been a little more time for people to adapt.
Yeah.
Like build some houseboats, find a way to live when there's more ocean.
Yeah, like he could have like his plan was more accommodating.
It was still a bad plan.
It was a horrible plan, but it was more accommodating. Is the point? And Max, you're just like, fuck it, we're setting off a volcano. People are gonna die. Whatever. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
So Maxie to Slytherin.
Maxie to Slytherin, Archie to Hufflepuff.
Archie into Hufflepuff. So we sorted them together.
Is it my turn to pull one?
Yes.
It's been a long time on that one.
Yes, we did, because that one was a real toss-up.
All right. Amy from Sonic.
Amy from Sonic. God.
Like, you would think that would be easy, but...
I'm actually very leaning towards Gryffindor, because it's not so much her right or wrong, it's what she wants, what she wants is Sonic. And Sonic's going off like on crazy ass adventures, and she doesn't quite care if she can handle it. She just wants to go be with Sonic and smack something with a hammer, maybe. So she's like, she is actually very Gryffindor,
and she does definitely care about others too.
She definitely cares about others. Yes.
Like that's why I would say Gryffindor over Slytherin.
Yeah, over Slytherin because she's very selfish.
She's very selfish, but at the same time, she's also very caring and giving.
Yeah, but she's very selfish, but she has a nakama, and she will not betray her nakama. But outside of just those folk, she's very selfish. Well, and she's even very selfish in regards to Sonic.
Because I guess we haven't played that part in Sonic Adventure, but, you know, she finds this Flicky just, like, looking for its family. She's like, I'm gonna help this Flicky out. Like, you know, there's evil robots chasing it and shit. I don't know why, but this Flicky needs help and I'm gonna help it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm also gonna bring it to Sonic because he's good at this kind of thing. But, and it gives me an excuse, but, you know, she still wanted to help, just...
Yeah. It was a cute thing.
Yeah.
It was a cute thing.
And she does, like, throughout the series, she does get somewhat more independent. Like, when she's first introduced in Sonic CD, she's just completely clingy. Whereas later on, like, by Sonic Adventure, she's basically just living on her own, doing her own thing, and kind of, you know, like, trying to tag along with Sonic whenever possible. Yeah. But it's not like, you know, it's not that everything revolves around Sonic.
By the way, there's apparently such a thing as a latent hedgehog speed gene.
What?
And Amy managed to tap into it to keep up with Sonic. I think this may have happened like during one of the cartoons or something, or like in one of the Archie comics or something.
That sounds like an Archie comic thing.
But she was able to tap into it. She was able to move at the speed. She was able to keep up with Sonic on the run. I don't remember for how long, but it was mentioned in the death battle between herself and Ramona Flowers.
Oh yeah.
There was a death battle between Amy Rose and Ramona Flowers. And Ramona got wrecked.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, Amy. Yeah, she's very Gryffindor. I would say she's very Gryffindor.
Yeah, I'd agree to Gryffindor.
And she does a decent amount of things for the glory. This glory in particular being the attention of Sonic.
Yeah, basically to show off for Sonic.
Yeah. So she's. I would put her into Gryffindor.
Yeah, I'd agree to that.
All right. So is it my turn?
I think so.
All right, we're down to 4 left.
Good, because we have minutes left.
Rayala. Very self-serving, I want to say.
Yeah.
I want to say he's very self-serving. But I'm not immediately sure to throw him in. There have been a lot of fan theories that Rayala is actually on Knights' side.
Yeah.
That, like, he's...
And I personally, I kind of agree with Lam, because if you overanalyze Journey of Dreams as I have, there's a lot of evidence to support this.
Yeah.
And we've talked about doing a theory video for a while, but
And there's
just a
like
few quick examples.
there's like points where he could have done something to completely screw over Knights, but instead he did something to minorly screw over Knights.
Yeah, more
like,
of a minor inconvenience.
Points where he, like, instead of just, you know, like, showing up, taking the kid and, like, jetting, he instead, like, gave Knights the fighting chance to, like, keep the kid around.
Mm-hmm. And there's even when he sends them, because he does the portal-y thing, and which sends them somewhere, sends them somewhere else. He could have just sent them like directly to Wiseman.
Yeah, he could have just paralooped them right to Wiseman.
But instead, he sends them to where the other dreamer that he knows is working with Knights is.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're okay, so if we go under the assumption that Rayala really is a bad guy and just kind of incompetent, he's definitely Slytherin.
Yes.
But if we look at it as Rayala may actually be on Knight's side, then he's definitely Ravenclaw. Because he's going about it in the most cunning way possible.
Yeah. Like, he is in deep.
Yeah. So, it really, it depends on which perspective you subscribe to.
How many Nightmare from the first Knights are in the second Knights?
Well, Knights and Rayala and Wiseman.
There you go.
Jackal should have been there. I still say Jackal should have been there.
She's got a lady boner for Jackal.
I love Jackal's great.
She wants that invisible D.
Okay, so
who
pulled that? Was that you?
That was me.
Okay.
And we're gonna say Ravenclaw.
Because you also subscribe to the theory.
Well, yeah, that little bit, yeah.
Oh, here he is, Guzma.
Guzma!
I knew you'd like this one.
Guzma. Slytherin. But he's very self-serving because it was unfortunately, okay, spoilers. It was unfortunately beaten into him by his dad.
Yeah.
With golf clubs.
Can you pour some juice?
Yeah. So there's a point in early in Melee, the first island, where you can go to this house and you will meet this family who say, like, I tried to, you know.
Well, they mentioned that their son ran away.
Their son ran away, and he was trying to, you know, set him straight, but then he mentions that he got beat instead. And then you go into the corner, and there's a golf bag, and you look at it, and it says some of the golf clubs are bent. And you go, oh.
Yeah.
That's how you tried to set him straight, you pile of garbage?
Yeah, there are some very dark implications in that game.
Oh, yes.
Like,
and then
they just straight up went the child abuse route.
Oh, yeah. And then later on, you can run into Guzma after you've beaten the game, and he's disbanded Team Skull, and there he is, right in that house. That's his house. That is Guzma's house. But, like, and there's different points where you can see where that abuse has, like, left a mark that will never go away.
Yeah.
Like, whenever he fails to defeat you, it feels like the screaming of, Guzma, what is wrong with you, is a bit of, like,
with the context,
a ritual. Is like a bit of a ritual that needs to be completed, or else he can't move on. Because
and with the context, it takes on like a whole new meaning.
Yeah, it's that somebody has.
If you don't make that connection, then it doesn't seem like much, but.
But the point there is that Guzma, when you go into his room, into Guzma's room, he has a shelf full of second and third place trophies, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, to be one of the top 3 in anything on an island. Like, that's pretty damn good. And I think he had, like, one gold
Yeah, I think
first
he
place.
had like one first place.
He had a first place trophy in there, but he
And
had a
then
bunch of second and third places. And the implication is that all these second and third places were not good enough for his dad. And that's why his dad was trying to set Guzma straight with golf clubs, which is horrid.
And there's also, like, you know,
The
he mentions that he wanted to be like a trial captain.
Yeah.
But he wasn't able to.
I feel
and it's like it's one of those where he was ambitious and he tried his damnedest. But it wasn't enough.
I feel that he actually would have been a good trial captain if he wasn't if his childhood had allowed him to be a more gentle person. Because his fighting style was, I think, too hard. Like the style of the trials that he was going to try and make and all of that, it was too brutal. It was like
too harsh.
It was too harsh for the up and coming kids. So that would be a good reason why, that he couldn't be made trial captain, because he is without question a top caliber trainer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he is a top caliber trainer.
He made bug types badass.
That's really hard to do.
That's an accomplishment.
It's hard to do. Like, and he freaking Galissapods your ass. He just pops out first impression. And then into that Masquerain, which, by the way, bodied Nappy. King Nappy got bodied by a Masquerain.
It was a well-trained Masquerain.
It was a fire-flying Oricorio got dropped in one shot by this Masquerain.
That Masquerain is tough.
I mean, I one-shotted it, but Growlithe.
It's actually, when you look at his team too, it can be kind of tricky depending on like how you want to build your team to build a team that actually counters everything on his.
Yeah, because he's got a water bug. He's got the
Masquerain.
He's got the Masquerain, which
has
is
a lot
flying.
of it's flying bug, but it also has a lot of versatility in one.
Yeah, it's got he's got an Ariados.
I believe so. Yeah.
He's got that's one of the first ones. So he's got the poison in there, and it knows a lot of dark moves.
Yeah, it does.
I know it knows Sucker Punch, and I think it knows Dark Pulse. And then it's got like Bug Bite and Poison Venoshock or something.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of versatility there, and he's got a pincer.
Yeah.
So, and pincers got attack.
So we're going with get this straight. We're going with Slytherin.
But he's a Slytherin who could have been a Gryffindor, is what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
He could have been a Gryffindor.
That was really cold on my foot.
Yeah, he could have been a Gryffindor.
Had he had a better upbringing.
Had his dad not beaten the Gryffindor out of him with a club. What I say. That pretty much everything that...
And that's because he also repeatedly says that he's not afraid of anything.
Yeah, he's...
So... He's got that courage in him, but it's just...
It's
due to unfortunate circumstances, he's gotten urged more towards a Slytherin mentality.
It's less that he's not scared of anything, and more that he can't allow himself to be scared of anything. Because if he's scared of anything, then... he becomes scared that his dad's gonna find him and beat him with a club. That would be his number one fear. Like, he's in the ultra wormhole. Like, he's in a parallel universe where everything's crazy. And, like, he's kind of scared there because Lusamine kind of acting like his dad.
And she went completely off her rocker.
Yeah.
To top it off.
Yeah. And it explains why he was so attached to Lusamine, that she's, like, acknowledged him as not garbage. And for somebody who was going through, like, that kind of an upbringing, that kind of an acknowledgement, that, like, direct statement that you're not trash, that you're good at what you do, that is, like, you stop for a second and go, did I hear that right? And then they repeat themselves. And they continue to tell you that you're not garbage, and you kind of, like, can't help but devote yourself to them.
Yeah.
Like, if there's somebody who's going to just sit there and just compliment you...
Sorry, it gets really hot in this...
And the important thing is that she seemed incredibly sincere. At least at the time. Like, from start to finish, she like, was displaying the utmost confidence in his abilities as a trainer, which is something that he'd never really had somebody do before, other than Team Skull. Like, the only people who really, like, acknowledged that he was a decent trainer was Team Skull. Up until Lusamine. And, like, even Kukui's kind of a dick to him about that. He's like, 4 moves. Kukui's 4 moves. 4 islands. So Elite 4.
Yeah. Everything's 4.
Yeah, he does that.
It's your turn to pick.
So we're putting Guzma into Slytherin, by the way.
Yeah.
And this is we are down to 2. Looks from League of Legends. She's Demacian, and that screams Gryffindor. Less because they have their right and wrong, but more because their right should be everybody's right, and fuck you if you disagree, because that makes you wrong, which is very Gryffindor. It's also kind of Slytherin, but at the same time, like, their idea of justice is also the defense of those who cannot defend themselves, instead of preying upon those who cannot defend themselves, which is very Slytherin, which is very Noxus.
I'd say, if I'm remembering the lore correctly, I'd say there's also an argument for Raw, though.
Lux specifically, or for Gryffindor?
For Lux.
Lux specifically?
Because, if I recall, she did, like, work her ass off to get as good as she is. Like, it took a lot of work to harness her power the way it is.
Yeah, but, like, that's not the means, but that's not, like, the end goal. The end goal is not to be a badass magician or a badass mage. That was not the end goal. That was the means to the end goal of the Demacian way of protecting the innocent, and upholding justice and defending those who cannot defend themselves. That's what the power was for. That was what all the hard work was for. Was that very, like, those who cannot help themselves help those who cannot help themselves mentality.
Okay.
So while yes, it was a lot of hard work,
so it's kind of similar
to
Hermione.
Yeah, Hermione.
Yeah.
Although Hermione's was kind of learning because learning is the greatest thing ever, which almost made her incredibly Ravenclaw. Except for, like, she started to get the Sorting Hat knew in the future what was going to happen, where she was going to kind of, like, subvert the rules and subvert the start acting up and all that, start acting wild.
Okay, so but you're saying Lux is definitely Gryffindor.
Very Gryffindor. Very Demacian. Demacian is very Gryffindor.
Well, there's only one left, so...
Who dat?
I don't remember.
Who dat is Tracer.
Oh, this is a great one to end on.
Sans.
Sans from Undertale.
Oh, man.
This is a great one to end on.
I want to call him Gryffindor,
There's a lot going on.
but at the same
with
time, I also want to call him Slytherin because he's incredibly self-centered. He really is. He's incredibly self-centered. The only reason that he even does anything at all is because he's the only one left to do anything at all at that point. Spoilers, Undertale spoilers. So if you're watching this in the future,
played Undertale.
stop watching this video and play Undertale.
We need to. I'm just really bad at avoiding spoilers, so I stopped trying. I haven't actually played Undertale yet, but
at the point that you meet him, if you were going down the genocide route, there are literally 4 beings left alive in the underground, which is you, King Asgore, Flowey, and himself, because you've killed everyone else. Or everybody else, like that's about it. He's the only one standing between you and the annihilation of the universe, and that's literally the only point that he can like convince himself to put in the effort to try to stop you.
yeah, that takes quite a push.
Like, but that's just how much he's given up, because he knows how many times, because he's aware of the time loops. He's not like cognizant of them. Like he doesn't remember what's happened. He just knows that time has been resetting over and over and over and over and over, and he knows that like no matter what he does at any given point, at some point time will just stop and it will reset back to this one point, and there's nothing he can do about it. There's no, like, it doesn't matter what he does, time is going to reset to that point, and it has broken him. It has broken him to the inability to care. And until you bring him to such a point where he can't afford to not care. But at the same time, like, he kind of wants to help you, but that's only because he made a promise. He doesn't really have a problem with threatening you.
Yeah, no.
Even when you're being the guy. There's really only one thing that is keeping him going at this point. And that's Papyrus. That's his brother that he loves very much, who is not aware of the time loops. But like that's the only real chain that he has, is like not is that and the other thing that kind of breaks him is that every time he sees you, he's not sure if his brother's going to live.
Yeah.
He's not sure if his brother's going to make it. All he can do is hope.
Us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all he can do. Just hope, and he's kind of out of it. Kind of run out of hope because of how many times he's had his brother die, and he doesn't even know how many times his brother died because he doesn't remember. But he knows that his brother has died over and over and over again, and he is trying so hard to care about that, and it's becoming.
But at the same time, he knows there's not really anything
that he can't stop it. He can't stop it. I assume he tried to stop it a few times, and it wound up sending the timeline in a worse direction. Because of determination.
So the sorting.
So he has his own very clear sense of right and wrong as the judge, and he has one person in particular he cares about very much. That's his brother Provider. Everybody else can kiss his ass, except maybe Aswar and Toriel. So that's an argument for Hufflepuff. Yeah. Slytherin, everything he does is essentially for his own gain. He doesn't really do anything for anyone else. It's all for him. It's Slytherin. He has been studying on time loops, and he has.
I was gonna say, there's definitely a Ravenclaw.
There's this Ravenclaw and how smart he is. That he has been. He actually built a time machine that he was unable to get to work.
He still did all the research, like everything he could.
Yeah.
To try and make it work.
And he did all the book smarts that he had to do. A lot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sans is highly intelligent. Might not always act like it, but he is.
And the reason that he doesn't act like it is to underestimate him. He wants to be seen as a goof, because if he's seen as a goof, then if everything is going wrong, he can up and drop you like a bitch.
Okay, so that begs the question, and this is kind of going into the hypothetical of he's actually being sorted into a Hogwarts house.
Yeah.
Because he wants to be seen that way, would he be asked to be put in Hufflepuff? Because they're the ones most often seen that way. Because if you recall, the Sorting Hat was going to put Harry in Slytherin, but Harry asked not to be in Slytherin, and so it put him in Gryffindor.
He would probably ask for Hufflepuff. Because that would probably be the easiest house to be in. Mm-hmm.
Especially to keep up that kind of facade.
Oh yeah, especially because there's really no expectations of a Hufflepuff. To be honest, like if you read the book, there's no expectations. Like there's no set expectations. Like a Gryffindor is expected to be righteous and strong and show courage in the face of adversity, and Ravenclaw are the top tier academics, and the Slytherins are the little underhanded, little sneaky, but they get what they want and they can have power and all that. But there's really nothing stated about Hufflepuff, is there? Like, think about it. There's no expectations.
One of the characters even says, like the brave ones go to Gryffindor, the smart ones go to Ravenclaw, the powerful or whatever goes. So and then like Hufflepuff gets the rest. I think like one of the characters said.
Yeah.
So
there's really no expectations.
To keep up the facade, he would ask to be in Hufflepuff.
Yeah,
and that's why I would say Hufflepuff.
Yeah, because he would ask to be in Hufflepuff because there would be no expectations for him to have to meet. Mm-hmm. It would help him be as lazy as he is. But if he was actually to be sorted into a hat, sorted by the hat into a house, based on like who he was before and what he's capable of, and like his ideals and everything before he was broken by the time loops and by the loss of Gaster and all that, he would have been. I would want to say he would have been very Gryffindor.
I can see that. You can still see some elements of that.
Yeah.
Like, even after being broken by the time.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that, like, he still does, like, in the genocide run, he does stand up to you. He does actually say, no, enough is enough. I know you've, like, murdered everyone. I have 1 HP. But enough is enough. I'm done playing this game.
Yeah.
So...
And then you done learn. You learn. You learn what you've been in for. Alright.
So that was everyone.
That was everyone.
Just to recap the information we went over before. Patreon starting at the beginning of the month, beginning of September. Lots of cool stuff. There's actually one of the tiers that we're gonna have there is a like a hangout stream type tier, where basically it's gonna be similar to kind of how this stream was, where we just kind of hang out with people if people show up, which they didn't today.
That's...
But we'll probably have like some kind of activity like this planned for those kind of streams to keep it from being completely dull, and we'll just like hang out and have fun with you guys.
If you guys have like Steam games that I have, at least on my computer, I would not mind playing. Like maybe like play a few games with you guys.
Yeah, or like we'll come up with stuff. Like I know like one thing we sort of joked about doing one time was like listening to video game remixes, but not have like the screen up that shows like what it is, and try and like peg like what the song is and like what game it's from.
Yeah.
So like we'll come up with fun stuff to do.
Yeah. Because we have a thing where
there's one that gives you access to all the retired art and everything. It's you'll see it. We'll put a link to the Patreon in
somebody made a playlist of like I think it was like over 300 songs from Overclocked Remix that were all from Sonic games.
Yeah, I believe it.
And we were gonna like put that fucker on shuffle and just be like, that's Sonic. That's the Sandopolis zone from Sonic 3.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, we'll find fun stuff to do if you pledge that tier. I don't remember what all the prices were off the top of my head.
You could head to our Patreon on the 1st and find out.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will be putting a link in the description. And then Sonic's got surgery coming up, so we're gonna be recording ahead a bit, but we're gonna try and not get too ahead.
Yeah.
And then
you're gonna try and get just maybe
just
like
because
a month and a half.
there's gonna be like a whole month where we legitimately can't record our normal shows because Sonic's recovering from surgery. But during October, during October, very good chance that the Sunday streams will be coming back for that month. While we can't record our normal show. What else was there? Oh yeah, and we've got Pokemon Coliseum starting next Monday, and Song of Seven starting next Friday on our new Indie Fridays show. Both of those featuring face cam, and then whatever we play after Sonic Adventure will also feature. So
yeah,
lots of stuff to look forward to, but we've been streaming for like 2 hours now, so I think that's gonna be it for today.
We got through everything we needed to do, so...
Yep, and we got through all the names in the bowl.
We did, we got through all the names. I put in like 6 of them.
Almost perfectly timed.
And I'm glad that I put in some that were...
And we didn't have any repeats between the two of us.
I know, right?
That was kind of impressive.
That's kind of why I avoided certain
franchises?
I didn't do any Sonic, I didn't do any Knights. I knew those would be coming up out of her, so I just avoided those. And we both did a Kingdom Hearts, but we did different.
Yeah, we did 2 different characters.
Yeah.
And we both did Pokemon characters, but we did different characters.
Yes, again, we did different characters. Because I knew she was going to do Guzma, so I'm like, well, I can't do Guzma.
you knew already.
I'm like, I can't do Guzma. She's going to do Guzma. So I think I did the 2 Like, Maxie was hard.
Maxie was really hard. I did not think that was going to be that hard, but...
Maxie was hard.
Yeah, Maxie, and then, like, Archie by extension.
Archie by extension. And then the other one that I came up with that was really good was DJ Professor K.
Yeah.
And I think that those were probably the two best.
Yeah.
Maxie and DJ Professor K.
I'm really glad we ended on Sods.
Oh,
that was a great ender.
That was a great ender because his was just like, but he's
so
got elements
much.
of all of them.
Yeah, he really does.
And it's kind of hard to peg him down.
It's like, and here's one that you can cast your vote in the comments. When I was doing this with my friend at work and we were doing movie characters, we were completely stumped when we got to Nick Fury.
Nick Fury.
Because he does, like Sans, he has aspects of all the different houses. Yeah, and it's pretty well balanced. So.
But the one thing that I think I would put him into more than anything else, though, is I would think he would go under Ravenclaw more because of his
that's where I was
plan.
leaning.
Because of how he plans. Because of how
he's always one step. Even if you catch him off guard, he's got a backup plan.
Oh, good.
What? Oh.
Okay. Anyway. So thank you all for watching.
Yep.
And tally ho, Team Splendid.
Tally ho.